Hey guys, what is up? Hope everybody has been having a great day. Today I'm excited to bring you guys the back nine at Carnoustie Golf Links. This is considered to be amongst the hardest sites in the British Open Rota. And for my money, the last three holes, holes 16, 17, and 18, is about as tough as it gets anywhere, especially major championship golf. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned till the end. It was very brutal getting through those last couple holes, but I had a ton of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy watching. So that being said, if you guys would do me a huge favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That really helps me out, motivates me to continue making good content, and I really do love seeing this community continue to grow. So let's hop into the video. So as you guys can see, blasted that first one way right onto, I believe, hole 11 fairway, but was able to come back and stay with the hole and hit a pretty good shot to this point and another really good chip. So definitely a nice way to wrap up a 4 after my tee shot. And one of the things I learned playing a course like this is you just can't try to overpower it. You got to play what the course gives you. You got to play to your strengths and put yourself in good position. Just stay in that spot. Because if you don't, it's going to bite you quick. And I think I was pretty fortunate to catch Carnoustie, obviously, during normal time where there wasn't crazy high fescue everywhere. But you guys are about to see here one of the things that I'm definitely not good at, being exposed. So, as I'm sure many of you guys know in links golf, you need to run it up and let the ball kind of skip up on the green. And you can see that pin is a back right pin location. So I decided to take my lob wedge and fly it all the way to the pin. In America, this would have probably been about a foot away from the hole. But unfortunately here, it takes a long hop on the back of the green, off the back edge. And you can see by my body language, I know I made a big mistake. And yeah, I can promise you guys this shot looks a lot tougher in person. And this is probably one of my best shots all day. I was able to clip it perfectly and get it to spin nicely. So that was an easy 1-footer to clean up. And now we're on hole 12. So this is another hole, a lot of pop bunkers visible, and it's definitely par for the course, excuse the pun. And you guys are about to watch me hit one of the worst drives I hit all trip. This is just a knuckler that had no spin, definitely didn't hit it where I needed to hit it. You can see me looking at the face because I just hit that so bad. And blasted this way left, literally left of one of the other holes, so the green is over those trees. I have 230 yards left, 5-iron. I'm actually happy that I'm in the rough because it was a stiff headwind, and having a flyer lie helps negate that a little bit. So I hit what I really was thinking was going to be right on the money, but the wind really did kick up. And as you guys see here, I'm going to be a little short, but can't really complain about my leave here. I thought this was all green right here, but as I walked up, it was fairway. But pretty amazing how well kempt it all is. And I mean, that really does look like a green, but I promise you it's fairway. So decided to take the high route here. I know a lot of people would probably take the low route, and that is probably the better play, but I was able to get it to work out this time around. So have about 3 feet left here for my birdie. And very solid putt. And now we are on to hole 13, par 3, and that is not a big green with a lot of pop bunkers. So this wind was very stiff off the right, and you can see me 158 yards hitting an 8-iron. So I'm going to saw this off big time and just try to hit a hold-off punch cut and get it to hold off that wind. And just trying to finish a little left here. And pretty much hit the exact shot I wanted to hit. You can, this didn't have much draw spin, I promise you guys. It just absolutely swept to the left. And I'll be in one of these pop bunkers, but not in a bad position by any means. Wind's against me, which in this situation is great because it's going to make the ball land a lot softer, even though I don't have a ton of green to work with. So just going to step in here, get my stance. And one of the biggest piece of advice I can give you guys, by the way, you can see how much that ball moved right to left in the air. I mean, that's just crazy. But one of my biggest pieces of advice is if you get in these pot bunkers, one of the toughest things about them is psychologically. Like, you see the lip, you start looking at it more and more, it throws you off. My best advice, just get in there, set your feet, take a look at the target, and hit it. The quicker you hit those shots, the easier it is going to be to get out, because a lot of what the pot bunkers are is psychological. You'd be surprised how easy it is to get out of them if you just hit your normal shot. So on to the next hole, par 5. And hit a pretty good tee shot here. There is OB up the left, I believe, so played a fade, moving off trouble. And I've always found if there's a spot I really do not want to hit to, I have a lot more success starting it out on the edge of that trouble and just hitting a shot shape that I know will move away from it. And that way I can pretty much take out one side of the course. And had about, I didn't remember, I think it was about 220 something yards, and hit a bit of a squeezy 6-iron that skipped out to the right. So in some of the high grass here, but not in a terrible position by any means. I can definitely get up and down from here. And that was definitely one of the things I noticed was you just never know what you're going to get in this high grass. You can be in terrible position, or you can be in a position where it's really not that tough of a shot. So it's kind of just the luck of the draw. So a little short here. Have about 12, 15 feet left for birdie. And just going to try to make a smooth stroke and see what happens. And just, I still don't know how that stayed off the hole. I really thought that was going in. But hey, I will take pars at Carnoustie. So on to the next hole, hole 15. You can see how tight that OB is on that side there. So going with the driver, my target was to start it up the edge of those yellow bushes and work it back towards the tree. It was a little weak on the start line, and ball's falling a bit right. And didn't think I'd be as far into the trouble as I was here, but I knew I definitely was a little too far right. You can see I've got issues. That pin is smack up against that pot bunker, and it was hard to get the tripod set up here, honestly. Like, I was pretty amazed I got it to stand. So just tried to hit a bit of a punch out here. Wind's pretty strong off the right. Just trying to carry it long and see if I can get it to hold. But unfortunately, I hit a decent shot, but it just bounded through the green. And now I'm in even more trouble. And this is where it can really get you. And I could not even imagine when they have the Open here how insanely impossible these shots could get, you know, if it's up to your knees. Because, I mean, it was tough enough just being barely to my ankles, to be honest with you guys. I mean, it was very hard to manage sometimes. So now I got about probably 22, 23 feet for par. Just trying to do some damage control at this point. And not able to get it to the hole. For some reason, I thought that was going to be much quicker. You guys are about to see a bit of a mental mistake here. I kind of get a little annoyed, just kind of brush this one, and I just pull it. And that's how you turn what should be a 5 into a 6. So now on to in my opinion, the toughest 3 holes I've played in a long time to finish a round. So the first hole, hole 16, 227, can play way longer. The pin's just up at the front edge. And this was wind off the right into us. And I had a shot that looked good for a while. And then I could see the ball pretty much falling sideways. So I know it's gotten caught in the wind. And I'm going to have a very fun second shot. And it really, I'll tell you what, guys. First off, I got very lucky that I didn't go in the bunker. One of my playing partners almost made an ace, which is insane. Would be incredible on this hole. But I'll tell you what, guys. It's amazing how easy it is when you have one bad hole for your mind to go sour, and it's like a switch. Just makes you play terrible golf. And that's like what impresses me about tour pros so much, is they just have this ability to make a complete mess of a hole. And you could see them walking up the next fairway, and if you hadn't seen the hole before, you wouldn't know if they just birdied or bogeyed the last hole. And that's one of the things, as I'm continuing to work on my game, I'm really working hard on trying to get better at. So that was a really nice par there. But, you know, as I get more and more serious about competition, as I'm doing this commentary, you guys might be wondering why YouTube videos aren't coming out as frequently as they probably should compared to my Instagram and TikTok. Well, it's because I'm practicing 3 to 5 hours every single day, and it just gets so tough to put out the long form stuff. And I'm doing it as much as I can, but I really am very serious about trying to play this game at the highest level. And it just, one of the things that's super tough is the mental side. I mean, that's, in my opinion, the hardest part of this is getting my mental side where it needs to be, because it's just such a incredible challenge, because it's not physical, it's something you can't see, and it's amazing how this game just tests you. So after a solid part, the 16th on 17, I had an impossible shot. I hit the best shot I possibly could here. It was a tailwind, and the pin was up the front edge. I landed it like 2 or 3 paces onto the front, and this thing just took off. Landed it pretty much at the front edge green. I'm just very fortunate it held the green at all. So that is links golf, and now I've got about 50 feet here to try to make what would be an amazing 3. And this thing was tracking all the way, and it's just a little short, but you know what? I am very happy with that. If you can get down 2 putts anytime you're outside at 30 feet, I don't care how good of a putter you are, we might have liked to make the birdie, but you're going to take the par. And here we are, guys, the famous 18th. Some of you guys might recognize that hotel. And this hole is famous. In 1999, John Van de Velde came to this hole needing a 6 to win the British Open. And he made a 7, lost in a playoff. And I probably hit one of my best drives all day. Just absolutely smoked up the left edge of the fairway. And I was able to carry the burn that he infamously almost hit into on his tee shot. And I can definitely see why it would be easy to make a big number here. If you hit a single bad shot, you're in big trouble. And that left side is all OB, and the right side has a burn on it. And so I have 112 yards, hitting a 48 because the wind was very strong. I hit a really good shot here, held it against the wind, and just happy to get this thing on the green. And there were honestly a couple people watching me finish, so I was definitely wanting to play well. You guys can actually see here they have a plaque to commemorate the site where John Van de Velde stood in the burn. And there's a famous shot of him with his socks off, and there were camera people balancing on those the side of that embankment. I don't know how they're able to stand there. There was no way they should have been able to get more than a couple people on the side of that bank. But pretty crazy when you think about it. But you know what? Under those circumstances, it's very easy to do something like that. So I was missed a little left on my birdie putt, but I can't be upset about a 4 at all on this hole. So ended up tapping in to shoot a 1/37 on the back, which I will take. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, once again, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.